Hey, what's going on guys? Boki here. Today I'm going to be willingly talking about a game that is so oversaturated on the internet that only 12 people will see this video, but I hope it finds you well, and I'm happy to have you. Today we're going to be taking a look at Modern Warfare 2. 22.
That's a lot of twos.
And well, reviewing a new Call of Duty game is always tricky. On one hand, there's a single-player campaign that's filled with solid, mindless action to play for a weekend, and then you have the multiplayer. The multiplayer is always difficult to recommend to people because Call of Duty games are vastly inconsistent every single year, and with 3 core developers, Infinity Ward, Treyarch, and Sledgehammer, you'll never find a true consistency of how the game at its core operates. Now, this iteration of Call of Duty is made by Infinity Ward, and I'll be honest, this dev team is my favorite of the 3. Modern Warfare 19 was an incredibly addicting game, and I enjoyed the overall theme of it. Not to mention the pandemic hit and we were all forced to stay inside, as if that was my true excuse as to why I didn't touch any grass and play the absolute shit out of that game. Infinity Ward games are generally more grounded in a modern, slightly futuristic style with really nice graphics. And the weapons sound crunchy, the reloading animations and overall shooting sounds punchy and powerful. They don't feel like plastic toys like in all the other Call of Duty games. Sound design overall is just really good, and it gets an A+. Let's get into the single player campaign real quick. I found it to be very good, with some exciting moments and great characters that we all know and love. You got Task Force 141 with Captain Price, Soap, Gaz, and Ghost, who never takes off his fucking mask. I know it's fictional, but I find it hilarious that we have a group getting all serious, talking about important shit for the current mission, and then you have this man-child, Ghost, sitting in the background with his edgy LARP costume on. I just find it so funny, man. Now I get that his identity is supposed to be hidden, but dude, these guys don't actually know what he looks like until the end of the game, and you don't even get to see it. How are you supposed to trust your brother in arms, and you don't even know what homie looks like? Sorry, I got a small tangent there. All jokes aside, they're all pretty cool characters and give us a quick little nostalgia hit from the golden era. The overall gameplay and missions are very entertaining in my opinion. Oh god, that's not what I meant to do. You didn't see anything. You saw nothing. Stop acting all crazy. And I actually watched every single cutscene until the very end of the game. The story is okay, but I think the characters is what makes it worthwhile. There are some pretty cool moments and the graphics are top notch. Now, let's get into the real thing. Multiplayer. Let me just get this out of the way, man. If you're on mouse and keyboard, you are at a disadvantage in this game. Wait. Shouldn't it be the opposite? Shouldn't you have pinpoint precise aim that can 180 flick on a guy in the heat of the moment? Well, the aim assist in this game is so incredibly powerful for controllers, and anyone that denies it is either benefiting from it and in denial, or they're just straight up delusional. Now, I'm not saying to get rid of aim assist. I understand that the vast majority of those that play Call of Duty titles play on controller. Shit just needs to be toned down, man. Especially if you're not going to let PC players turn off crossplay. But dude, this game is on another level with this shit. I plugged in my controller, set the aim assist settings on Black Ops with a rotational curve on dynamic, and it literally does all the work for me. It's night and day. Now many players in the forums say, well, I play on controller, and I don't get any aim assist. Well, that's because you're not using it right, you fucking idiot. With these settings set to Black Ops and Dynamic, the rotational curve is so heavy that all you have to do is show that you're moving your character in a gunfight, and it'll do the work for you. You can take your thumb off the right stick, and as long as you're generally aimed at a guy and moving your left stick, you're gonna be just fine. It will automatically track your opponent in ways that aren't humanly possible. If you pre-aim a corner, I guarantee that you will get a kill on a guy who tries any dolphin dive, jump shot nonsense. It will give you pull before they expose themselves at all. It's insane. I just spit everywhere. That is disgusting. I just spit all over my monitor. I would be playing on mouse and keyboard and watch the kill cams over and over again of players that had zero centering and awareness beaming me from across the map with zero recoil. So I said fuck it. I plugged in my controller, and with 3 games, I was doing better instantly. Now, I'm an above average controller player and can play on both just fine, but my confidence level just rises exponentially on controller. Now, did I instantly lack integrity? Yes. Did I feel like a toddler? Yes. But I had a whole lot more fun doing better in the game considering how sweaty it is. And that's a good segue for my next topic, skill-based matchmaking. I know I've talked about it before, and I don't want to beat this topic like a dead horse, but it's unavoidable when discussing Call of Duty's multiplayer. Every single match that you're in disbands after the game ends. You know why that is? It's so that it can match you accordingly based on how you just did. This isn't news to anyone. There is no coincidence that people are more toxic on their microphones because the only chance you get to talk to anyone in the match is during that match. So if you have nothing to lose, just be as toxic as you possibly can, win or lose. Call your teammates shit and blame them for the loss. Talk shit to your opponents for being bad. You won't see those people ever again. So if you had a 4.29 KD, well then good luck, man, because your next couple of games are going to be a sweat fest. And being an above average player in general, my lobbies are sweaty all of the time. I feel like I'm in a tournament every single match. Put on my MLG sweatpants on with my sponsored monster drink next to my monitor for all the cameras to see, and see me on the main stage, man, because I'm constantly having to lean forward in this game. Like, honestly, my back hurts IRL, but that's more my fault than the game. Forget about playing with music, a podcast, whatever, you're going to need that headset on to listen to footsteps and overall sound cues to gain an advantage. This is not a casual experience. They remove core gameplay features like slide canceling and bunny hopping, and for most players, you're either going to love that or hate that. Me, I kinda don't care either way. At Modern Warfare 19, I was sliding around constantly like a little kid who just discovered what knee sliders are. That's because the game permitted me to do it. If the game allows me to do something that is used as an advantage, I'm going to abuse it as much as I can. Bunny hopping and slide canceling were features that separated skilled players from the casual players, and it furthered the skill gap. In this game, sliding is pointless. I can't find a reason why you would even do it. They introduced the dolphin dive, and I admit I enjoy using it defensively and evading enemies where my health is low. It can actually be pretty useful. But either way, at the moment, there isn't a true skill gap amongst players. And you know what? That's the whole point. If you are an above average player, the developers do not want you to succeed in this game. You are the minority. They don't want you touching or getting anywhere close to average or below average players because that would take away from their experience and wanted to play the game any longer. They will do anything to cater to the ultimate casual gamer to ensure that retention is good enough to keep selling DLC and skins. So I got this coworker, right? His name's Gary. Now Gary would tell me that he's winning Warzone games every night. I'm thinking, dang man, we really need to play together. Guess what? Gary sucks ass and plays against other players who also suck ass. We would get our gear and our guns and find a house to camp in until the circle moved like a mill sim. And is there anything wrong with that? Absolutely not. People can play the game however they wish, but it just shows how Activision keeps these players in their own little bubble that rarely gets popped. And the problem that many players encounter is that he wouldn't want to play with me because we were clearly on different skill levels and the competition would get way harder as soon as I joined the party. Make quick play casual with mild skill-based matchmaking and make a ranked playlist with skill-based matchmaking. Boom, bam, done. Everyone knows what the solution is. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make them more money. Call of Duty will always have exhausting skill-based matchmaking lobbies, and they're here to stay. Also, there is no way to make yourself silent in this game if you're moving. If you're crouching, you still make noise. Aiming down sight while walking, you can still be heard. It punishes players who run around the map, just like in Modern Warfare 19, or just moving at all. And the map pool is decent at best. Some of these maps are just a declaration of creative bankruptcy. Every time I see that border map with all the cars that explode, I instantly skip it. It's just one lane, it's impossible to flank the enemy team, and there are hundreds of cars that can explode. That's what you'll die to all game. And if it's search and destroy where there are rounds that reset the map, then the cars will blow up every single round. Easily worse than Piccadilly from Modern Warfare 19, and that's really hard to do. Like, that map was a meme in itself. All in all, the foundation of the game is very solid, but for $70, this game must be a masterpiece in order for me to recommend it for that price. And right now it's just not. There's a lot of content missing from this game. Just a reference, in multiplayer in this game you get 10 maps and 3 co-op missions. In Modern Warfare 19 you got 16 multiplayer maps and 16 co-op missions at launch. If you like Call of Duty in general, you'll probably like this game to some extent, just like I do. The gunplay and the sounds are very good and the movement feels nice, even with the small downgrades. When you have a decent match going, you can overlook the flaws. But I would just wait till Black Friday, wait till a Christmas sale, whatever you need to do. Get it when it's cheaper or play Warzone when that drops because it'll be free. But the multiplayer is just missing too many features that a typical Call of Duty game has. There are 3 guarantees in life: death, taxes, and Call of Duty players that buy the newest game even if it's ass. 6 out of 10. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you like content like this, and we will see you in the next one. Later.